Well, it'd be rude not to start this video without a view through a gate. So, one of my favourite views, Winter Hill, Belmont. And about 6 miles away from home. And why would it be rude not to? Look at that, it's got all busy all of a sudden. Saddlebags commented on my channel. Bit of an honour, as I'm a mighty big fan of his. Well, is that right? Mighty big fan. Oh, just like what he does. Plus he's got a bullet. Oh, Keckle and a CBR 600. $750 kettle. Fancied one of them. Could never afford it, so I got a 550 instead. Didn't like it, so I swapped it for a T500 Suzuki. Loved that, and that was the last bike I had for 30 years. Oh look, we've got a it's a bit of fun. This card is expecting the thingy to back up. But he's not, is it? He's going to squeeze through. He can get through there. Oh, he's going to hit the bloody wall in a minute. Am I going to have to back up? I think she's panicking like mad, this girl in the Golf GTD. Come on love, get going. Look, she's put mirrors in and her arse end's sticking out. Oh dear, dear, dear. Well, at least she's not backed into me. Not saying nothing. Sometimes you just have to get out what you can and have a look what's going wrong. Yeah, so anyway, saddlebags 73. Thanks for coming along, finding me, and putting a nice comment on. Because I just amble along having a natter, forgetting what I'm talking about half the time. Rivington Charlie. Not been up here for ages. Let's go and have a look. Look at all this lot here. See if I can pass this cyclist. Yeah, plenty of power. There we go. Enough for me. So I was intending to come out of the house quite early this morning, but the The YouTube took over. First of all, it was the all year round motorcyclist. He'd put one up, was really interesting. I was looking forward to watching it all. And made myself a cup of tea. Sat down, put it on the big telly so I wouldn't miss anything. Got my mobile out so I could, you know, put a few comments up. I hope you can hear me by this way. It's so windy. It's lovely, absolutely lovely. One of the great days for having a ride on your bike. This too hot to stop. Anyway, he put it on and he was doing the Meteor versus the Classic Paddington, and didn't have a name for Ruby the Meteor, so I'll give it one. Oh, very impressive to me, Meteor, and in fact it's what I wanted myself at one point. Well, then I heard that well, I knew there was a Classic was coming, and then I started seeing pictures of it, so I decided to rate for it. And because they hummed and hard, they stopped making the 500. Also, they've been riding about on one of them for a bit sooner, but I wasn't 100% whether I wanted two motorbikes or not. So by the time I got my head together and decided to do, and Mrs. Ainsworth saying, why don't you treat yourself to one, I'll buy you one. So I put my name down for one and got this little girl, and I love her, except she always looks bloody dirty. But it's a pleasure to clean her. I was hoping to get that laid by for me. Look at the rubbish in it. Don't think I've ever seen rubbish like that in it before. But they had Dire Man over here last Sunday, so I suppose you expect to see a few plastic buckles are hanging about. Oh, can't see Blackpool Tower today. Bit hazy over there, clouds on the coast. Oh yeah, there she is. She's just popped out. You just have to take my word for it and all. You're not a dog in hell's chance. That's the RSC over there to my right. About 20 miles further on, maybe a bit more, is the Isle of Man. Can never see that though, but we know it's there, that's all that matters, isn't it? Got a quad flying up here in a minute. I'll be wanting to pass this little oh, it's a two-stroke one. Very nice. Surrounded the smell from the diesel from the Golf thing. Sigua, what was it? Sigua. Volkswagen Sigua. If you just bought this bike to ride this road, or bought this road so you could ride your bike on it on your own, that's all you would need. Can you imagine Peter Hickman coming down here? I wonder if he has. You never know. I know Carl Fogarty has. Millions of times. Never seen him though. I know he was at the barn once, but I didn't see him. Yeah, so get back to the all year round motorcyclist. So I watched the meeting, and then I realised halfway through it, I thought it's only going to be a short one about the classics and compare the two together. But no, that's going to come on a separate video. So I thought, flipping heck. But then after watching the all year round motorcyclist, if you've not been on his channel, you've got to go over to him. Believe you me, it's a pleasure. So after after watching the all year round motorcyclist, I went over to Nick. He put one up. I know he puts one up at 7 o'clock every Saturday. So the Silver Fox Travels on BBC Two every Saturday. Getting up for 300 subscribers now. He was going to Skipton bike show. Oh, nice street twin there. Brand new one with its new headlamp. Yeah, so on to Nick's, and he goes and does the same as the all year round motorcycle when I'm wanting to see, you know, two back-to-backs. But this one is to the bike show, which was a real good do, and he stops off on the way and has a cake, doesn't show us the cake. Another one of them. Just did a convention, doesn't show us the cake. Him and Anthony, his son, on his 650 Bergman. If I'm wrong, no doubt Foxy will tell me. But no, gets to bike meet, and he shows all the bikes, and he finishes on or did he finish it? Nice 3TA. The only thing wrong with it was a white wall tyre on the front. Can everybody enjoy themselves here? This is the lower barn. This just gone past the higher barn. I'm not going up to there today. It'll be full of cars like this. Look, cars everywhere. Hikey people that like to walk. Ain't it nice? Oh, I meant to show you my new accessory as well. It's just there, you can't see it. My phone's in the way. Anyway, yeah, so keep on the subject, James. Keep on the subject, you pillock. You silly old plonker. Right, so get back to yeah. So Foxy goes up to Skipton's bike show there. Shows the 3TA. That was my first big bike, that, and it seemed massive at the time, absolutely massive. But I was only 16 when I bought that, and I was only 17 when it got nicked. Heartbroken, absolutely heartbroken I was, because the insurance didn't pay out quick in them days. Never give you what it was worth. Talk about 3TAs, that was a 5TA. Flipping heck. What a day this is. You see everything on this road. Hey, sodgy cats and dogs having a poo. You see our bikes. Lovely. Hey. So coming into our reach now. I'm actually on my way to Bolton Motorcycles, just to have a look, not to buy out, just to have a look. I was always going on a longer ride, but because of all my good YouTubers have put up there. Anyway, so Nick says on his, get back to Nick for Christ's sake. So Nick says, I'll tell you about my new saddlebags, which I wanted to know about. Interesting. He's got new gloves. I know they're gold top. Sell. Nice ones. The ones I want. I fancy actually. These are gold top. I think they're the best, comfiest gloves I've ever had. They've only got one complaint now. and I think they've stretched quite a bit. Could do with them getting wet, sink a bit again. But no, but they're great, and even the fact that they've got a bit big doesn't matter. Used to big things. So yeah, he said he's going to put a little fashion section, you know, like Mr. Flyer does at the end. That's what I was expecting. And no, he's just finished it off, and we've all been left hanging there now. So I don't know. So all year round motorcyclist. He doesn't put that. Oh, look at him, he's got all his gear on. He's got the latest and easy gear on. Shorts and t-shirt. No gloves, can't afford them yet. I think that's disgusting, riding without any gear on. I really think people are stupid doing that. They won't live long, you know. Bad that. I've sent 2 photographs to the all year round motorcyclist today. A picture of me and my good lady in 1971. We were going out for a night out. We just got to Southport. We'd had a week in Wales and decided to have a couple of extra days in Southport. And we just arrived in Southport and we parked up on the beach. I'd been racing, you know, this aeroplane along the beach. I saw the film crew watching me and thinking, oh, could use that. I get an idea for that, for a good film that's coming out in a few years' time. But you could go on the beach in Southport back in the day, and there was an actual aeroplane that used to land on it. Only the ones like Mr. and Flyer flies, slightly bigger, because they take about 4 people on it. They take you on trips around Blackpool Tower and back. Never been on it. Should do though, shouldn't I? Because I think they still do it. Well, I don't think they do it from the beach no more. They'll do it from Blackpool Airport. Yeah, so try and get back to the story. Just keep going off, don't I? That fella comes through with no bloody clothes on his motorbike, and I can go past. So I've sent them to the all year round motorcyclist, because I know he likes putting photographs on. And I put that. So me and Mrs. Ainsworth, after them 2 photographs, we went into Southport, and I can't remember the name of it, and the wife will say, that's bloody wrong, but it doesn't matter, does it? Tatlow or something like that it was called. Or anyway, it was a nightclub, come dance hall and everything like that, and then we went there dancing, and we had a fabulous night. Scooter man, oh look at this, look, see, get loads of road, even this road. Kawasaki KE 175 I think it was, or 125, couldn't see the numbers. Yeah, so we had a great night, so the photographs of that are up, and I sent them in easily for, I only mentioned about our safety gear. This chap will have it all on, look. Oh yes. Because that fella came through there with nothing on that broke my subject. But I sent him the photographs because we're on our 1966 BSA Lightning in gold and a silver star fire tank on it, which was a bit we ran out of fuel a few times with that. So what's in well, on that holiday we was coming back from Colwyn Bay to Rill, and a bit of a flyover. It's still there now, but you can't recognise it. It's a lot bigger flyover. But we got halfway and we ran out. So I had to push it all the way back into Towing. Happy days, eh? Happy days. 1971. So Saddlebad's 73. I think that means that you had 2 years to go before you were invented. I only think. Having a good natter here, I could think. Wasn't nattering. So that was that. So the all year round motorcyclists let us down, not having the back to back, as I would call it, you know, both bikes in the same video. And then the Silver Fox Travels. Looking forward to the segment at the end of his where he does his this is my gear I'm watching. And then who pops on then? Uninvited, like. I didn't put him up intentionally. Missing and Flare comes up doing a back to back on the Tiger 660 and the Trace 700, is it? And he doesn't. It must take him a week to edit them bloody videos, but he does one, you know, like going down the road on one bike and going down, then flipping onto the other bike. Which is dead good and dead professional, but not a patch on the all year round motorcyclist. Don't want to make him big headed, but or even the Silver Fox Travels. Sometimes I think it can be too polished, and then sometimes it can be rough as bugger like me. With me one camera on one gob. There's a happy chappy on his Hornet. He has a moan at the Hornet because, oh no, that was in the one of what's in the week when he does the review on the motorcycle news. Missing and Flare has a moan at the Hornet coming back on as a twin. Well, maybe, and I like twins. I'm not fussed. Just it's nice to know that the name's coming back. It's like a bike's being reborn, isn't it? And it might have lost a couple of cylinders, but I'm sure a lot of people are going to love it. Oh, that was a good guess on my part, wasn't it? I should have gone. I would have gone once, you know. When I sang signal. I would have gone once. Knowing that I could just get through in time. Give them the look. Now I'm at the age where I don't bounce. I don't take any risks. I don't even go over cans in the road. Well, I'm coming to my journey's end now. I hope you enjoyed my natter today. It must have been about half an hour on this, innit? And I can't, I'm just going to put it all up. I can get it up pretty quick if I do. Not meant to natter for so long. So what I will say is, I don't know if you can see that, I've got a little cover there for my clutch lever. And it was a present from Steve Hornet 900. Talking about Hornets. Yeah, Steve Hornet 900. Thank you very much, Stephen. I've had it in the house and I lost it. I was gutted. It won't fit on my other bike, on my NC 750. And it's the one, Steve Hornet's got one for me, but I've not met him to get it. But he gave one to Derek. Solo Moto UK. Ta-da! Sorry Derek, I keep getting it wrong. But yeah, so Derek's handed that one to me because it won't fit, but then it won't fit on my bike neither. Anyway, I've got this bike, and guess what? I thought, oh, it'll fit on my classic, so I went to get it. Can't find it nowhere. You know, I put it in that place where you never lose it, that dead safe place. And anyway, couldn't find it anyway. And I was doing some work on my little pond thing in the back garden, and I went in my toolbox to get a spanner. I know, a spanner for a pool. Don't sound right, that's for mending this pool, but I needed it. And there it was, in with me box spanners. Oh, look at this. Why can't we park there? I don't like it because it's on an angle. Ooh, so I mean, right over. Yeah, so yeah, so there it was in my toolbox. So I come here and I couldn't fit it. It wouldn't fit. So I was a bit gutted really, but I had a look and I thought, hang on a minute. The Adventures of Bella. Oh, hello Bella. One of the all year round What's Sally's mates. And what's up, Bob? Things to watch. Very nice. Or have they just commented? No, things to watch. Yeah, so oh, I don't usually do that. Hang on. Let's put this in gear. So there she is. So if you can see it, that's what Steve on it gave to me. Oh, very nice. Oh yeah, no thought of that. I thought I packed it so bloody well as well. Yeah. I thought people would admire it as I come through. Buddy. There you go. Yeah, so what I did was split it around the back, cable tied it, and it hides all that gummins there, stops over getting at it. Done it, Steve. Fits lovely. Look. Perfect. So found that. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one. New Z650. See, that's a twin as well. Oh well, from Bolton Kawasaki in Bolton. That looks like that fella that owns Royal Enfield riding that. No, it's not, but it looks like him. Oh look, there's me. There's a fella that's on my bike.